right, so Joe Biden might have won the political battle, right? But he has not won the ideological war. What do I mean by this? Well, clearly Biden won the popular vote. He won it by millions, and that's got a lot of people saying, look, we won. If you're on the left, you're claiming blanket victory. But there's really a major problem with that theory, because nearly half of the country voted to oppose him. They opted for Trump. I mean, you look at the votes, you've got 80 million votes for Biden, and you've got about 74 million for Trump. And so to say that the nation is divided would really be an understatement. And then you look at the reactions to the win that Biden had, and that's just a lens into the chaos. You've got 88% of Trump voters believing that Biden didn't legitimately win the election. You've got 52% of Republicans believing that Trump was the rightful winner. I mean, these statistics are incredibly concerning, but not for the obvious reasons that some might expect, because I want to dig deeper. I want to get to what's at the underbelly of this. And when you look at the 2020 election and you look at the cultural impact of it, it's fascinating, right? But I would actually blame many of the people on the left for this slow drip of chaos. You've got the cancellations, the banning of conservative speakers on college campuses, the implementation of safe spaces. You've got the systematic domination of the media, Hollywood, universities. All of this has contributed to this cultural chaos, and it started way before Trump. For decades, conservatives have been complaining about the state of media, and so many people on the left have denied these implicit biases. Meanwhile, you look at TV and movies, and my goodness, you look at college campuses, and it has all devolved to a point that was almost unimaginable even a few years ago. Cultural decay is the flavor of the week, and you've got this triangular dominance, right? You've got the media, Hollywood, universities, and this collective impact that they have had on society has been shocking to watch. And listen, there's a consequence to all of this. It's an anti-conservative bias, and it's run amok. You've got millions of Americans, whether you like it or not, who don't feel heard. They're afraid of assaults on religious liberty. They feel ignored. They're worried about what's going to happen when the people who control Hollywood, the media, and universities come back into power in January. I mean, the bias has been so intense that many of these people have become feverishly skeptical of anything they're being told. Not just about the election, but about anything when it comes to information that we are being given. And listen, this is why Trump rose to power in the first place. People wanted a political savior who was going to fight for them, who was going to push back against the onslaught of progressive power. And I often hear a lot of people on the left act like I'm crazy when I say this. But here's the thing, there is a progressive privilege, and when your worldview is really embedded in Hollywood, the media, and universities, and in the majority of the information that's coming out of these places, I guess it's easy to pretend this isn't happening. But where were these people when Ben Shapiro was being banned from campuses, when people were being harassed? I'm not sure where they were when cancer culture, and cancel culture, cancer culture, whatever you want to call it, ran amok. I mean, I am certain of one thing. If Biden and the left do not start embracing true liberalism, okay, and that is the willingness to respect or accept behaviors and ideas that are not your own, if they don't do that, that they are poised to have more Trumps, to have more of the desperation that rose people like Trump up out of the ashes. You're going to have more of it. I mean, some people are already calling for Biden to go after Christian colleges' accreditation over their views on biblical sexuality. And I know that my advice might not be heeded, but if the left truly wants to win, it requires actually espousing liberal values, including people, tolerating, you don't have to agree, but tolerating different viewpoints. I mean, that is what makes America great. And if we want to be great again, it means getting back to that. And so if Biden is truly wanting that unity, he's got to step up to the plate, resist those attempts to further push those people out and bring people together, because that's the solution to our political woes.